0 for 4 in game 2. Pete Crow Armstrong delivers with a base hit to right. That'll score 2, and the Cubs have the lead in game 3. Brewers down their final out. Yelich, a hard hit ball to second. Horner makes the play, and the Cubs survive.
They said the series was over. The Cubs had other plans. Wrigley roared. Chicago survives. And now there's a game 4 on the north side. October isn't finished with Chicago just yet. And they don't want it to be over in Philadelphia either. Bryce Harper getting some final hacks at it, getting ready to take on the Los Angeles Dodgers. And we are going to carry you all the way to first pitch out there in the Ravine. Dodgers, Phillies in just over 40 minutes. This is an Acura Game Break presented by the 2025 Acura ADX. Welcome inside Studio D. I got Curtis Granderson to my right. I got Jimmy Rollins and the gnarly Pedro Martinez all the way down there at the end. Yeah. What a game. Cubs, as they've been doing, gets all their work done in the first inning and then holds on, white knuckles it to the very end and survives. Milwaukee, they took some hacks at it. They had bases loaded in the 8th, but the Cubs pitchers able to get it done. Wow. Curtis, I'm going to start with you. How confident do you feel right now for the Cubs to not just take it to 4, but to take it to 5?
The confidence is rising. It's not all the way there yet. We had another start to the game like we've done in game 1 and game 2, and then everything fell off. No more runs, no more pressure afterwards, but they did enough to hold on to win this game. If they can keep the starts like they're going, but add, now all of a sudden that confidence and pressure continues to build up. It's there. It's coming. They just haven't been able to execute late when they've needed to.
Let's put this into perspective. I think we have a way of showing the first inning run output in this series thus far versus the rest of the game. In first innings thus far, we have had, 18 runs, 4 home runs in the first inning of this series. From innings 2 through 9, 11 runs and 5 home runs. So everything's happening in the very beginning of these games, Pedro. But then afterwards, Milwaukee has been able to chip away, just not tonight.
Kudos to the bullpens. And today, they did an outstanding job on both sides. For Milwaukee, I wish I saw a little bit more from the starting pitcher, but he couldn't stay in there for a little bit longer. But you know what? Milwaukee continued to do the same thing with their bullpen and with the kind of stuff that they have. The Cubs, they did great today.
Yes.
But I don't know that I can say the same thing for tomorrow and the next day. So they pitched really well out of the bullpen today. But I don't know that I can trust them to do that again against a pesky team like the Milwaukee Brewers.
Get this. In this series thus far, Milwaukee relievers, 17 2/3 innings pitched, and they've allowed only 1 run. Also a big development for the Brewers. Quintana gets his first relief appearance since 2021, goes 3 innings pitched, 2 Ks, 2 hits, no run. The relief was there. Everything happened in the beginning of the game.
Yeah, and that's a bad sign from the Cubs. When you have that momentum there, you keep adding, you put them away right away. And not only that, you were going to tax that bullpen even earlier. But they seem to stop. They seem to settle with just what they got. And that's scary against a team like Milwaukee.
J-Roll, PCA said something there to Jabara where he said, we really had the game plan for Quinn Priester. And that first inning, boy, did they. They knocked him out after only 2 outs. But then it seemed like when they had to adjust on the fly. Is that maybe what it is? They have a really good game plan for the starting pitcher. They're just not facing him for that long in any of these games?
Well, whatever they wanted to do, they were able to find a way to get it done. He wasn't throwing the ball over the plate. They were patient, and they got to him. And when you have a guy on the ropes, yes, you focus because you don't think he's going to come out in less than 4 or 5 innings. So your game plan is about putting pressure on him. We have his number. And then it happens so fast. He goes 2/3 of an inning. You have someone else in. It took a little time to adjust, and they bring in Q, who holds him down, does a great job to eat up innings. But you have to find a way to keep keep applying pressure. We saw it. We've seen it all series long. There's urgency in that first inning. Can we be the first one to score? And guess what? They're doing that. Both sides are finding ways to put up runs in the first inning, but the Cubs fall off. And that's where Milwaukee gets stronger. Look, we may chip away, add one here, add one there. As Pedro said, if they add some runs, not that Milwaukee folds, but you put a delta between yourself and them, and it's like we're on the road. And sometimes you do concede as a team. It's hard to say, but it's like, you know what? Maybe it's their night. And you go, all right, they're going to get their win. We'll save our bullets for tomorrow. But they weren't able to do that. And Milwaukee had chances. It was a play that happened that I was kind of questionable, in my opinion. It made them seem a little desperate.
Yeah.
But that's baseball. Milwaukee was playing their brand of baseball, but the urgency to score early happens. But Chicago has to do more than after the first inning.
Second game this series, Michael Busch hit a home run to lead off the at-bats for the Chicago Cubs. He joined our Lauren Jabara postgame.
Michael, you set the tone for your team early in this one. It ended up being the one that got you guys over the edge to win it. Just tell me what went through your mind when you step into the box here leading off for your team. This is your second leadoff home run this series.
Yeah, just trying to, have a good at-bat. Not all of them go my way, but, definitely happy to get one that, got us on the board, tie things up.
This is a full team effort, but that bullpen comes in. Brad Keller closes this thing out. How big were those 2 innings that you saw from him tonight?
Yeah, huge. That's what they've been doing all year. They've been big for us, coming up in big situations for us against really good teams. It's a reason why we're here, and, it's been fun to watch it, fun to play behind. Got great dudes, great on the mound, great in the clubhouse, all around great win.
Dansby told me before the game, hey, we need 3, but you're not going to get 3 without getting 1. What was the mindset like of the team heading into this one, staving off elimination?
Yeah, that was an impressive first inning by us. I thought just up and down the lineup, even our outs, we just had great at-bats. We didn't give them much. I thought we were just locked in from the beginning, and, it happened to give us 4 runs to win it. But I thought right off the bat, all 9 of us, kind of gave really good at-bats.
What's it like being back at home, these fans? It's incredible here.
Yeah, it's amazing. Best fans in baseball. They brought it tonight, as they always do. We're excited to get another one tomorrow.
Congrats on the win. We'll see you tomorrow.
Thank you.
All the man does is hit leadoff jacks. Michael Busch is the first player to hit multiple leadoff home runs in the same series in a single postseason. And if Sarah Lang's reporting it, it means it's fact because she doesn't miss. Let's get to these highlights. Pedro, your guy, Zambrano. Look at this first pitch.
Carlito, what happened? Thinker, up and in. He used to do that a lot.
Chicagoland area native Quinn Priester on the mound. And you think maybe there was some added pressure?
There has to be. You're from there. You grew up a Cubs fan. Your whole family's there. And you know they're asking for tickets. They want to come see a game there because there's some diehard Cubs fans, even in your own family. So there might have been a little bit there.
Well, look, this was a moment that he really wanted, but he had 39 pitches in that first inning, let up 4 earned runs, only went 2 outs. We have no doubt he'll turn it around, but he had to get pulled in this game, and it would just keep going for the Cubbies here, J-Roll.
But I like the way Murphy grabbed him and gave him some words of encouragement. Let him know, hey, we have to make this move because we're going to have games to play, but we're going to need you. But the Cubs did what they were supposed to. They capitalized on his wildness, his mistakes, and fortunately for them, that was all they needed.
Fast forward to the 7th inning. Jake Bauers in the lineup instead of Andrew Vaughn. Just like Vaughn in Game 2, he hits a home run, and we are within 1 run. Bottom 7 now, 2 outs. Chad Patrick on for Milwaukee. Facing Ian Happ. Runners on the corners. Go back to the dugout. This is where it got real interesting, Pedro. Top 8th, no out, bases loaded.
Yeah, and you know what? Kudos to this kid. Running in for 4 out.
Yep.
And he got him. But I'll tell you what, you're not going to get away from Milwaukee all the time with just pitching 2 or 3 innings. I think the Cubs are going to need to have one of those starters kind of come up and pitch a good game in order for them to recoup and not have to use the bullpen like they used them today. If they don't do that, if they don't have one of those starters come up and pitch well, they're going to tax that bullpen. And I just can't see it happening against the Brewers.
It's tough, man, especially because you know how much Cade Horton was that plan. And for him not even being available in this division series is so big. But I thought, Tyone, you were impressed because he let up that first run in the first inning, but he did get settled down. And since he's returned from the IL, he's been a steadying force for the Cubs.
Well, he did well. I was concerned a little bit about his rust, and also because Tyon is a fly ball pitcher. And as we saw from left to right, the wind was blowing early. And later on, it was blowing even more. But I think they pulled him off at the right time, and the bullpen was able to pick him up. But I've seen Milwaukee doing that all year. It's not just in the postseason, but I don't know that I can say that the Cubs are going to continue to do that, especially the next 2 games. They need one of those starters to pitch well for them.
Cubs, they did break some really unseemly streaks. They had a MLB record 13 postseason games where they had not scored more than 3 runs. That gets snapped tonight. This was also the first postseason game this year for the Cubs where they didn't strike out 10 or more. So it has been an issue on offense. They steadied it tonight.
Definitely. And we know they're a big play team. They're a big bat team. But they concede and say, we're going to have to put the ball in play and apply pressure. You cut down your swing, put together some at-bats, which they did in the first inning, and you find yourself in better positions. If they're up there playing hero ball, which all season long they've been able to do, they've been able to find that hit, guys with power, a ballpark that plays for fly ball hitters. Tonight, they were trying to press 1 run, 1 run, 1 run. We'll take the single. Think small and big things will happen. They had a big first, and that was all they needed.
And PCA said something. It's great hitting when the guys in front of you go get on base. We talked about it earlier, the runners in scoring position. They only had 4 attempts going into tonight. You finally get runners in scoring position, you get some runs to come across the board. But as we saw as the game went along, they struggled to start to get them out there. But as you see here, PCA gets in that situation. He talked about the batter-pitcher relationship. Having those previous at-bats in these situations against someone you face, when this pitch count gets there, this is what he did in the past. He might do the same thing here, and I can take advantage of it with a hit to get some runs across if I have runners in scoring position.
I'll tell you what, though, they can say that for today, but remember, we have a few starters that are lurking around for the next 2 games. Not only that, Priester could be used, if not tomorrow, I would say, but the next day.
Game 5 in Milwaukee.
You have Quintana, who pitched 3 innings, and he's a veteran. He knows how his body responds. Also, you can use in the bullpen, plus the rest of the bullpen.
And
plus Uribe is fresh. 1 inning, easy inning yesterday, the day before. They have pretty much the same bullpen they had all year, plus a couple of arms from a few of the starters that they haven't been using.
But if you're the Cubs, you're happy. They strung together some hits, and I hear what you're saying.
Yeah, but it's going to get even more difficult.
We were able to string together some hits.
Yes.
We only did it really for 1 inning. We got 4 runs, but that's something that we haven't done in a while, especially in these playoffs, a multiple run inning, stringing together hits, because as you said, they know they have arms out there. And if you're trying to go big against those arms, it's not going to happen. But if you can go single, get a double, get runners on, get another single,
and play
that applies
defense.
Pressures. Yep. You always have to play defense, of course.
I saw Nico Horner finish the game on that great play.
You know why? You know why?
Why?
He's from Oakland, dog. Come on.
Oh, there we go.
That's how we build him out there.
But what
Joe
I'm
Morgan,
saying
J-Roll,
is they stayed away from mistakes. If they happen to make that mistake in that rundown where the ball was almost thrown away, we will be talking about the Milwaukee Brewers probably popping champagne right now.
Or the runner just turns and hits the guy because he was literally standing next to him.
Right next to him. But at the same time, when you look at the things that went right for the Cubbies and the things that could have happened in that game, you have to kind of look to the future. And the future looks bright for the Milwaukee Brewers. I'm not saying it's not bright for the Chicago Cubs, but they're going to need those guys to really be at their best. Defensively, in the bullpen, and they need, like I said, one more starter to actually give them a little bit of rest in the bullpen.
Yeah, the Cubs won tonight the way we saw them win in the regular season. Score what you need to, and then play lockdown defense in the field to get home the W. They are flying the W flag in Chicago. I'll sink with my ship if I have to. Last chance. Cubs in 5. Joey, we wish you the luck. PCA, after having a rough postseason, came through in that first inning, gave them what they needed, and Keller shut the door. When we come back, Phillies, Dodgers. Can the Phillies extend the series? We'll find out.